gone through about the web technology in the previous video. Now we will be seeing what is a web development and the classifications of the web development. Coming into the definition of the web development, it is nothing but designing a web page or website. That means to design or develop a web page, we will be using the web development. This web development is classified into two types: front-end development and the back-end development. In this video, we're gonna see about the front-end development, and these two, front-end and back-end development, is called as full stack development. These two are called, by combination of these two, is called as a full stack development. We will be seeing the front-end development and the technologies used in the front-end development in this video. Coming into the definition of the front-end development refers to the process of creating the user interface and user experience of website or web application. By using the user interface and the user experience, we will be creating a web page and the web applications. So it is called as a web user side application. That means the front-end development is a user side applications. As it is a user side application, we can directly interact with the user. Front-end development will be directly interact with the user. This is what is the definition you need to write when they ask the question about the front-end development. There are few technologies used in the front-end development. Those are HTML, CSS and JavaScript. By using these technologies, we can design and implement the visual aspect of the website that user interacts directly. Whatever the user see in the website visually, we can implement those by using the HTML, CSS and JavaScript technologies. We will be discussing about the HTML, CSS and JavaScript in the further videos. Now let's getting into this video. We're gonna discuss about the HTML structure, definition and the execution process. HTML, it's a hypertext markup language. That means HTML is a standard markup language for creating the web pages and web applications. To create a web page and web applications, we use the HTML. Okay, it defines the structure of content on the web page using the elements and tags. To design some structure in the HTML page, we use some elements and the tags. Those are like the headings, paragraph, list, link, images. These are the elements which are used in the designing a HTML or a web page, web applications. We will be discussing about the tags, headings, paragraph, list, links, images, etc. in the further videos. Now let's look into the structure of an HTML. Here we go with the structure of an HTML. HTML is very simple and it is logical. These are the two keywords which had to be remembered in the exam point of view. It is very simple and the logic. HTML. A web browser should start reading the HTML page from top to bottom and left to right. When there is a HTML page, the web browser who is looking into the HTML page should see from the top to bottom and from the left to right. Okay, now the structure of an HTML will be started. We have, first thing, we have to declare that document is an HTML document. First, this document which we are using, that should be declared as an HTML document by using a tag called this HTML tag. By using this tag, we can declare the HTML document. In that, we are having two other sessions called body and head. These are the two sessions used in the HTML page. Whereas coming into the body, where you put in all the information you want to include about your document. The information which you have to put in, we will be writing in the form of an head, in the header form, in the header. that is a title bar, okay, and the content will be written in the body. Look at this, where you put the information you want to include in your document, information which you have included in the document, that is basically the content will be stored in the body. This body section is what people see when they view the HTML document. This, when we open a HTML document, we just see the content which is written in the body part only. Okay, we are having the closing tags in HTML, like head, body. This is a symbol which we use to close a HTML sessions. Here this is the opening session and this is a closing session. Coming into the structure to write a HTML, first we need to declare the document by using this HTML, and we have to write the head section, head part, the head, and after writing the head part content, then we need to close the head part. Then we need to write the content of that heading in this body part. After writing, we have to close the body part. Hold the header and heading and the body has been written, then the HTML will be closed. This is how we design the structure of an HTML. Now we will be looking into the execution process of HTML. A process to execute an HTML, we have to write the HTML code in a text editor or a notepad. We need to write HTML code in the text editor and a notepad in your PCs. So we have to add an extension to them with .html or .htm. With these extensions, we can say that it is an HTML document. Look at this. If we save the file with the extension of .html, that implies that it is a web page, but it is not a document. That is, by using these extensions, we can say it is a web page. The document which we have created and which has been saved using this extension will become into a web page. It is not called as a document. Okay. Open the file in the web browser. We need to open that file in the web browser. For every file, there are some extensions to save the file. Looking into the different types of programming languages, every programming language has some extensions to save a file. Well, coming into C, we have an extension .c. For Python, we have .py. For documents, we have .doc. In the same way, for the HTML, we have an extension called .html or .htm. And in this, we have they even ask what is called a web page for the 2 marks. Then we need to write about the file saved by .html or .htm, that is known as a web page. It will be opened in the web browser. This web page will be opened in the web browser. This file which is saved in HTML or HTM is known as a web page, and that will be open in a web browser is called a web page. You should write. In HTML code is written in HTML elements and HTML tags. As I have said before, the HTML will be written using some elements, HTML elements and the HTML tags like tables, lists, links, etc. A tag, how we will be representing the tag? It will be represented in between this symbols. This tag will be represented in these symbols. Every tag has a starting and ending tag. As I have said before, every tag has a starting and ending tag. Like starting tag has tag name we will be writing. In the ending tag, we will be using the slash so that we can say the tag name will be ended there only. This is how we will be doing the process to execute an HTML. That thing, we need to use .html and or .htm as an extension to execute a HTML. Okay, this is what is about the HTML. In the further video, we're gonna discuss about some of the elements used in the HTML. Okay, thank you. If you like this video, please like, share, subscribe to my channel.